Hi everybody, thanks for watching. Today I'm going to show you how to change out a heating element, and this is on a Kenmore electric dryer. The first thing you need to know on a Kenmore or any dryer is to figure out which model it is. And if you open up the door, up here it'll tell you on a sticker the make and model. This is a model 110-647-42400. Up here you see it's a Kenmore 70 series. I apologize for the light down here. So we have determined that it's a model 110. Going online, you can put that data in there. And I've got a dryer heating element. This is what came in the kit from Amazon. It ran about $30, and they have hundreds of compatible electric dryers for these. So these are kind of standard parts. They fit many series. But once you have that model number, you can get online to tell which one you need. They also include, looks like, several different varieties of thermal fuses. These are designed to fail on purpose. If this overheats, this will fail, so it cuts the power to that. It'll also fail if it's something's overheating, just to save the dryer in the house. So they include these. Back in the day, you might want to change this out, and it might not be faulty at all. It might have been this. So they've really gotten clever on that, and that's a good deal. But once we have the model number, once we have the heating element, you need to pull the dryer away from the wall because it's on the back of the dryer. So I'm going to pull this out off camera, and we'll try to shimmy back there. Behind the dryer, before you do anything else, you'll have to remove power. So unplug this, pull it straight out from the receptacle, and leave it unplugged until we're all done. The dryer's unplugged, and now we need to remove, which is duct tape on in this case, remove the venting. I'm going to peek in there real quick to see if there's a lot of lint. Remove what I can. If there's a lot of lint in there, that might have been reason why a thermal fuse would have cut out for overheating, but it doesn't appear to be that case. A lot of these things just fail over time. They are consumables. They heat up over and over and just don't have that many cycles in them, you know, a few thousand, and it's time for a new one. The heating element is behind this big sheet metal piece, which is held on with these 1/4-inch sheet metal screws. There's 1, 2, 3, probably 6 or 8 of those. That's all it is. Just take those off for this entire back shield. Now that all the screws are off, this whole shield comes off, and I apologize for the poor quality in the light, but this sheet metal cover will expose what we need to get at. And if you look on the back here, here's where the heating element lives. It's just screwed on with a couple of screws. One there, and one on the other side. Then that whole piece will just fall off. So I'm going to take the old one off, and before I do that, actually, I'm going to size up the new one to make sure it's the same size. There's the new one, and you can see that it'll match up nicely over the existing one. Well, first we'll undo these 1/4-inch bolts again. I held these up to each other, and they look like a really good fit. So this should just slide out of place now that we have the 2 retaining screws taken off, and sure enough it comes out, and that is what well, I don't know how old of a heating element looks like, but it's been cycled on and off for many years. And I took a picture before I pulled this off. That's a good technique to see the connections. So these two match up pretty much identically. That's good. I will pull this connector off, the red one off the right side, the orange one off the left side, and I'm going to go ahead and reconnect those to this one. Here's a side-by-side shot, old versus new. Okay, I'm going to have to set the camera down. I can't actually get this tripod back here because it's such close quarters, so I'll set the camera down and do this off camera. But again, we're just taking the red one off, putting it on the right side, the orange connector, or the one near the orange connector, to the left. This big one is done. We'll move it to the side. We're just going to reverse the steps we did to take it apart to put it back together. Here's the heating element, and it will go up like this. So on here, the red clip goes on the right side. And this other clip will go on the left side, the orange. I'm going to have to move the tripod to do that, to connect it up, but I just explained what you'll do. So let me move this and hook it up. We're all hooked up now. Got the red on the right side, and the left side has the other one. And I put the little fuse through a little protruding tab here that secures this so it doesn't wobble around. Now we just have to put it back in place, and it'll slide snugly into this top piece. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. Easier with two hands without a camera, of course. And that just slides up there. And we have to get these two mounting holes for the screws to line up. So I'm going to put this on the tripod one more time. I'll line it up, and then we'll put the bolts back in place, or the screws back in place. Okay. The heating element is in place. Just going to secure it. We've lined up the holes. Put those two screws back in place. Okay, we're all buttoned up on the actual heating element itself, and everything looks secure on the side. I did something a little unorthodox, and I plugged it in and pressed start just to feel that the heating element heated up, and it did heat up. And then I gave it a good, I quickly unplugged it and gave it a good 15 minutes to cool off. So now we are going to go ahead and put the back cover back on with those sheet metal screws, and then we are all set. Everything is back buttoned up and good to go. While you're doing this and have this pushed away from the wall, get a broom out, get all the lint you can out, clean out your dryer vent exhaust tube like this before you reattach it. We're going to reattach this in a few minutes to clean it, push it back into the wall, plug it in, and then we'll test it, and our dryer should be good to go. So changing out the heating element is not a terribly difficult operation, but you do have to have the right part, and with the internet it makes it a lot easier, and you do have to have a little bit of room to work in. This was about as tight as you can get, so it's probably not a really high quality video, but we got it going. I'll reattach our vent here, push it back, and we are in business. So probably about 30 minutes of work, couple days to get the part, and under $50 for everything. If you like this video, hit thumbs up, and if you really like my stuff, hit subscribe so you'll be notified when I put new stuff out. Everything is pushed back. We are plugged in. You have to disregard the filter, the vent, or the little screen filter. That is also broken. That part is on order. That's just a slide out and replace piece. But we have it set. Give it a minute to warm up. When you hook these up, you may smell like a new element kind of heating up smell. That's typical. Okay. Oh yeah, we have heat. Okay. All done. Thanks for watching.